Hello, class. My name is Xarian Anderson, and I will be giving a tech brief on project management software. Looking over two different systems, we have Microsoft Project and Micro Planning International, or MPI. This decision will make or break businesses, as choosing the wrong one will cause confusion for upper management as well as employees. The right choice will enable the creation of a proactive powerhouse of a business. I will be giving an overview over both, showing the differences, as well as giving my recommendation for which one is a better pick for a mid-sized enterprise. Okay, first, what is project management software and how does it help businesses? What project management software does is they are systems that plan, track milestones, and leverage data in order to make smarter and faster decisions. For businesses that want to scale their operations, these systems are not optional, they are absolute necessity because it allows a business to boost its efficiency, which in turn will lead lead over to stability and growth. This allows for those this allows for those inside of the business to collaborate and align on whatever goals that they may have. Okay, moving on to Microsoft Project. It was released in 1984 and it helps track the systems development lifecycle or SDLC. This helps businesses with the completion of deadlines and tasks. Microsoft Microsoft Projects also provides Gantt charts, which shows the completion time on the x-axis, as well as the different activities on the y-axis. According to the textbook, what this allows is for system analysts to monitor the progress of the project and detect any delays in the daily operations of that project. It tracks both progress and resources and is used during the planning phase. Projects also helps to manage both budgets and overall workload. Okay. Looking at the pros for projects, it has a familiar interface and is adoptable. This is because most mid-size enterprises uses majority Microsoft systems, so that would make projects very adoptable. There is a strong sense of collaboration as teams are able to share timelines as well as track progress in real time as well as communicate in one place. This is great for a company that may have multiple departments. The project is also not as complex as it has simple tools like Gantt charts that I mentioned before. Another pro is that it grows with the business. There are different plans that businesses can buy, which means if it's a more simple business, they can buy the more simple plan. Lastly, it's great for remote work because, as I stated before, there are real time updates. Now, moving on to the cons, it can be costly for a mid sized enterprise. There's also a lack of specialized tools such as simulations and risk analysis when comparing it to the other system, MicroPlanner. It also may not be adaptable if the business uses Google or other non Microsoft systems. Moving on to the other system, MPI Expert, which was released in 1994. Uh, this this is this was uses CPM, which is a powerful tool for scheduling and resource-based project control, as well as uses PERT, which is good with handling projects with high levels of uncertainty. It also tracks cost control and project performance. This makes MPI great for planning long-term projects as it provides risk analysis, scenarios, and simulations, as well as optimizing an enterprise's resources. Because of all this, it's great for engineering and construction projects. Okay, moving on to the pros of MPI is a very powerful system because of the use of CPM and PERT, as I mentioned before. Also uses precise tracking. It also manages resources well, along with having simulation tools that allows an enterprise to look at what if scenarios. It can support multiple projects as well as longer projects. It's also more affordable than Microsoft projects. However, looking at the cons, there's a steep learning curve with all the complex features that it has. which means it will require more trained professionals or specialists to use this system. This obviously makes it less adoptable for a mid-sized company. It also lacks collaboration tools as well as not integrating well with more common business tools because if you're using Microsoft, it won't integrate as well. It may also be too much for a mid-sized enterprise, not in terms of price, but more along the lines of being too advanced because it's designed for more complex projects. Because of the complexity, there are also setup challenges, which can require a specialist setting it up. This can increase the expense of MPI. After considering the pros and cons of both Microsoft projects and MPI, my recommendation for a mid-sized enterprise would be projects. Um, my th- um, why is Microsoft Project the best option? Well, the three major factors for my recommendation is that it has great integration with Microsoft systems. Microsoft Office and Microsoft Teams are very popular systems that are used for more mid-sized companies. MPI simply just lacks that integration. The second factor is that it also grows with the company. Projects start off more simple and can become more complex if the company wants it to, in comparison to MPI, which it starts off complex. Even though the company would have to upgrade their plan for projects, I think it is worth having a system that grows as the company grows. Lastly, projects is still a very powerful system, but it's not overly technical, meaning that it has a more simple setup, as well as not having too many tools that a mid-sized enterprise may never even use. Ultimately, projects is the way to go for an enterprise that is trying to integrate a project management software that is both powerful but also grows with at the company's pace. Thank you.